YouTube. I'm back. So I know it's been about 30 days since I've done a video. Everybody that's stuck in there with me, I definitely appreciate you guys. In one of the last real videos I did, I mentioned I was going to get a bolt action rifle and I asked for recommendations. Well, I only got like a couple comments, maybe even one comment. Guy said, you know, get a 6.5 Creedmoor and you'll like it. So I ended up with a 6.5 Creedmoor. Thank you for your comment. Just know that I did read your comment. I believe I even responded to it. So today's video, we're going over these two scopes. So I got two different rifles, a 7mm Remington Magnum, Savage 110, and I got a Savage 110 Timberline in 6.5 Creedmoor. Now, I wanted a scope that I could use to kind of get started into long range shooting. And asking around a bunch of people, you know, they mentioned get things like Night Force or get the Razor or Strike Eagle or, you know, really expensive optics. And I just didn't want to do that. I wanted something that was just kind of budget and would get me started. The Viper PST Gen 2, the MSRP on these in the US is around $1,300. You can find them on sale, obviously, just like you can find anything else on sale. But this here is a 5 to 25 by 50, and it's the EBR2. So, really nice scope. I like it a lot. It is on the 7mm Remington in the back. And then the Arken. Arken kind of shook up the industry. So I'd never heard of them until I had this great idea of getting into long range, and then all of a sudden I seen Arken pop up. Now I watched quite a few videos and I read a ton of comments, read information on forums. Seems that they get a lot of hate, and I was like, well, you know what? Nobody sponsors my video. Nobody pays me to give my opinion. Anything that I have, anything that I review, I paid for with my own money. And I was like, you know what? This thing, MSRP, is like $529, right? Something like that. MSRP, $13.99. So, you know, $1,400 versus $529, they're really close. I needed two optics. I was like, you know what? Let's roll the dice on it. Let's give Arken a try, okay? The Arken EP5, it's a 5 to 25 by 56. So it has a slightly larger objective lens. Now, one of the other things that you're going to notice is the tube diameter between the two. They're, you know, slightly larger on the Arken as well. Okay, aside from a bunch of swag, I'm not really judging the Arken on the swag. They have a little promo where if you enter a promo code, you can get a little range bag and flip-up caps, a level for your scope, a throw lever, a shirt, a hat, a patch, and whatnot, right? Well, oh, there's my cat. So anyways, we're not judging it based on the swag, but they do make a donation when you purchase the additional add-on kit, and the rings by themselves are something that it's worth. So it comes out to like, you literally spend like $30 and you get everything. So a t-shirt, a hat, if you like t-shirts and hats, might be worth it. And the rings, right? Really nice rings too. So none of that came with the Vortex, and there was no additional add-on option. I bought the Vortex, and the rings for the Vortex were $90. So when you're getting into precision rifle and you're getting a scope, don't cheap out on the rings. So cheap rings, definitely, especially if it has that little piece of tape in there or whatnot, they're probably cheap, okay? And you can't really judge, or my cat knocked something over. Can't really judge a scope holding 0 if you're using really junky rings. So anyways, my experience with these two, they're both great. I mean, I've also used things like Night Force, right? I've used my buddies' rifles. They've got extremely nice glass on their rifles. Buddy that I shot with today, he's got a Vortex Razor, like the highest end Vortex Razor. Super nice scope, right? Super clear, excellent, with an MSRP of like $3,500. So definitely not something for just an entry-level shooter. I mean, shoot, if you're just getting into this and you don't know you're going to actually do it often, it might not be where you should spend your money. You might want to spend, save money on your glass and spend money on training or range time or ammo or a cleaning kit or any of the other various, hello Wookie, any of the other various things that you could use to improve your technique and whatnot. So anyways, took them out, sighted them in, decided to do a tracking test on them. I'm not going to do this whole video where I'm showing you me trying to track it, especially not with a wobbly, wonky table like some of the other reviews that I've seen. And it's like, dude, you're never going to get positive results if you don't lock that thing down in a solid lead sled, have an extremely accurate measurement out to the distance that the test is performed at on an extremely level target, that tracking target. So you need the right conditions and the right parameters in order to do a tracking test. And a lot of people that I've seen do it just totally butcher it, and then they rag on the optic. Oh, it's terrible, it's terrible. Well, that's not the case, I didn't get a cherry-picked one. This is one that I just bought randomly. They had no idea that I was going to do this review video. So mine works, and it works really well. It performed the tracking test really well, returned to 0. I'm very happy with it. Okay, the Vortex, excellent, did the same thing. Again, between the two, okay, with my promo on this and everything I got with it, it was out the door was $405 exactly. Okay, the price on this without the rings, with no flip up caps, okay, no throw lever, no cheap bubble level that I would never use anyways. Without that, right, this one was $718. When you added in the rings, it came out to over $800. That's expensive. Okay, this is twice the cost of this with the sales that I found. And if you're not doing, if you're not using the sale, not doing the promo or whatever, and you pay MSRP for it, you're at $1,400. You're at $530. There's still a big difference. That one's over double the cost, okay? The turrets, are they audible? Heck yeah, on both of them. They're very positive, very nice audible clicks on them. The hash marks, they line up perfectly, okay? Now, one of my personal pet peeves on a turret is when you turn the turret, I want the turret to have graduation marks and raise up. They both do, okay? It's just a personal pet peeve for me, because the idea that, it's not raising, it's not showing you that it's raising as you're turning it, that kind of sucks. And then another thing that's really irritating is when something doesn't come with a 0 stop. Now, if you're not familiar with what a 0 stop is, you basically loosen everything for however the manufacturer says to adjust their 0 stop. Sight in your rifle, lock it down, right? Now when you raise it up to shoot into distance, all you have to do is twist it back down and it'll stop. It'll actually physically stop where you zeroed it. So if a buddy shoots your rifle and you guys are both at the range and he's shooting, way out there, you don't have to guess where you need to turn to get back to your 0. All you have to do is turn it till it stops. They both have a 0 stop, okay? Something I will say, the Arken is way freaking easier to set. Like, it literally took no thought at all whatsoever. Loosen it, okay? Adjust it to wherever you're sighted in at, lock it down, you're done, okay? I took the Vortex out, didn't really read all the way through it. I adjusted it to where I was happy with it, sighted it in, everything was great. Went to unlock the 0 stop and then twisted it all the way down to the 0 stop and realized that I now had to 0 it again, which wasn't that bad. I mean, especially not the way that I sighted in, usually takes me less than 3 shots to get a rifle 0. But anyways, the Arken, in my opinion, did better in their design on the 0 stop. In terms of longevity, I don't know. I can't tell you, because I just got both of them. So today was the first day that I took the Arken out, and I'm blown away. I'm extremely impressed. The clarity, basically the same. Okay, the magnification, basically the same. The focus, basically the same. The eye relief on them, I, there's like no difference, okay? Very close between the two of them. My buddy, you know, I'll tell him to comment in here, but he scope punched himself today with the Vortex on the 7mm Rem mag, so maybe not as much eye relief as you would want on high magnification. Anyways, they're both illuminated, okay? Now, in cheap optics, when they're illuminated, you kind of get that illumination around and it kind of glows and it's just distorted and nobody uses it. Not the case with either one of these. They're both excellent. Now, if you have reactive targets that are out at distance, or if you just, you know, it comes in handy. It's nice. Now, with the illumination, they both have on, off, and brightness settings. So between each brightness setting is the off position. So if you want it on maximum brightness, either way, left or right, will turn it off, whether you're going up or going down. So super easy, can put it right back to on or off easily. Another thing to mention is that, you know, just mostly the cost, dude, the cost. It's insane. Arken, I really don't understand how these guys are making such nice glass for such low prices. It's insane. Now, the VIP warranty with Vortex, if you've ever had to deal with them, doesn't matter if it falls off your quad, you run it over. Doesn't matter. They're gonna cover it. Doesn't matter what happens to the Vortex, as long as you have it, they are gonna honor the warranty 100%. Superb customer service. Can't speak highly enough about them. Arken, they also say that they have a lifetime warranty. Okay, now they're both of them, which I didn't mention, they're both first focal plane. Okay, zero stop, check. Okay, rated for 50 BMG, check. Fog proof, check. Waterproof. Okay, I'm not gonna go throw it in a swimming pool because that's not realistic. Okay, seen another reviewer throw them in a swimming pool just in case. Well, you know what? If and when mine drops in a river while hunting with a rifle that I'm putting in a chassis for precision rifle, you know, again, okay, thank you. Doesn't make sense, right? If it was on a hunting rig, sure, test it out maybe if you want to, but I mean, hopefully your rifle never falls in a river or whatever. I mean, is it, you know, fog proof? Yeah, both of them are. They're both, you know, they both have gas inside which prevents them from fogging. Kind of, you know, whatever. But I just think it's pointless when, you know, people get them and throw them in a pool and then they're like, oh, it got water in it. Well, I mean, how oftenly are you going to drop your rifle down 8 to 10 feet in a freaking, you know, 6 feet, 4 feet, whatever in water? Hopefully you're not. Especially not if it's a precision, you know, if it's a bench rifle or if you're just using it for long range shooting, it's highly unlikely that you are going to drop it in water like that. So that was my little rant and my little, like, you know, let you guys know that I am back. I have been doing quite a bit of shooting and I've got a lot of content planned, so stay tuned for that. Definitely we will be doing a lot more on these two, a lot more comparisons. I know other videos they did, like, you know, they showed you inside the scope and all that, but I'm just not going to do it. I'm just going to tell you. My opinion is, in all honesty, if I need another one for another rifle that I do in the future, I will not hesitate to get an Arken. Very impressed with it. Now, for everybody out there that's going to say, oh, well, you know, it's not going to be this or it's not going to be that, you know, the higher end one's better, higher end one's better. Okay, great. Depends on the purpose, okay? Because I know a Ferrari costs a hell of a lot more than my truck does, but my truck will pull a Bobcat, okay? So the reason I have my truck will pull a Bobcat or a tractor or tow a flatbed or lots of other stuff, okay? So it depends on what you need it for. I can pick up a couch with my truck. Now, don't get me wrong, we have a super sweet car too, okay? And the SUV has its purpose. It will fit all the kids. We could take them to the beach. We could do whatever we want, right? The Lexus, the GX 460, phenomenal for what we need it for, right? It's a 4x4, gets off-road, on-road, no problem, has moderate towing capacity, excellent, right? I can't put all my kids inside of a Ferrari, right? So the purpose that I have it for is for my purpose, okay? So if you need a scope and you feel like you need spend $3, $4, $5,000 on a scope, and you can justify that you need it or that it serves a purpose for you, by all means do it. I mean, but definitely don't bash on people, and don't bash on a company that is making an affordable optic of this quality. I mean, these things, I'm really impressed. So if you have an Arken or you have any experience with them, drop a comment down below. I was so impressed with this company that I didn't hesitate to go to their sister company and order their chassis. And I am going to be dropping the 6.5 Creedmoor, the Savage 110, into the chassis, and I'll be doing a full review on that. So until next time, oh yeah, don't forget, so the channel is growing. I'm finally getting to where I want to be on this channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely comment your opinion on Arken and what you think about it. And I hope that I'll see you soon. And thanks again. I'll see you guys.